CSJ basketball, it's the big one, the rivalry game. Fort Kent taking on CSJ, and we'll get the starting lineups now for the Fighting Saints. Tony Wilburn getting the start, number 14 for the Fighting Saints.
At guard, number 22,
Evan Yops, of course, having a great year for CSJ, coming out wearing number 22.
At forward, number 15, KJ Jackson.
And KJ Jackson coming off his best ball game of the year yesterday against Maine Presque Isle. And the man who's been a force all season, Raheem Smalls, in his first year at CSJ. And of course, the glue that holds it all together, number 11, Jamie Ryder. I'll have the opening tip-off for you, and a report I got between people who have been following Fort Kent this year. This is going to be a very physical basketball game today, so stay tuned for a dandy on Munger Vision. CSJ ball on PEGTV, Channel 15 Sports. So they're looking to come out with the same intensity that they did yesterday. I'm talking about CSJ. It's KJ Jackson jumping up against Brylowski, and Saints with the basketball looking to get off to a fast start. Something they don't usually do. They're very team that needs a good 7-8 minutes to get into the ball game, but hopefully that will change today. Again, they're 2-1 in Sunrise Conference play. The Fighting Saints are looking to go to 3-1. Their lone loss coming to the top team in the division right now, a 4-point loss to Fisher College. Fisher College defeating this Fort Kent basketball team earlier in the Sunrise Conference schedule, and Ryder will miss. The rebound will come down to Smiles. He's going to step in, put it up, looking for a foul. Didn't get a call, didn't make the basket. Travel call. Now, what had happened there was Void, wearing 0. Just mishandled the ball, bringing it up to make the pass, and it'll be Saints with the basketball. 20-minute halves, overtime if necessary. This is not for the faint of heart today. This will be a great basketball game. These were two teams just 4 years ago that played for the Sunrise Conference Championship. The Saints at the time, coached by Jim Graffam, winning it literally at the buzzer. And then they met up many other times in an important game. Smalls will get the basket. Hey, don't forget, too, I'll have the Grand Union CSJ Player of the Game at the end of the contest, and that player will get the donated CSJ Player of the Game shirt from Grand Union. He'll kick the ball on his side, and Agdabella with the move. Taken away. Here comes Wilburn. Wilburn been quite an addition here in the second half of the season for the Saints, and Yops on the drive of the shot block from behind. Void into the front court. Long pass. Oh, what a catch. Blocked by Jackson. Get out of my house, he said. And that's the same inspired play we saw from yesterday's Grand Union Player of the Game, KJ Jackson. He'll ask for the ball, get the ball, and Yops had to change his shot as the defender was pressuring him on the perimeter very nicely. That was Bellazzari there defensively. This is Bellazzari going up and got it. First 2 points come from Bellazzari for Fort Kent. 2-2 the score. And you can see Wilburn holding the ball to the free throw line, goes up and will miss it. Smalls will tip the ball to the outside. Last touch by Void. And Bellazzari also there. It's going to be CSJ with the basketball. In case you haven't figured it out, they're in the dark blue uniforms on their home court here at the CSJ Athletic Complex. Jackson from long range. No. Look at Smalls again, almost able to keep the ball alive. Lamas was there for the rebound. Void now in the front court. Bellazzari wants to go low post. Brylowski wanted to make the move, didn't have the space to do it, and all Saints on the glass. Ryder with the push in the front court. Third game in 4 days for CSJ. The prior 2 games, they scored over 100 points. And there's the screen and roll, and no, it wouldn't cooperate with Smalls. Good execution, though. And Wilburn avoiding the foul, ball on the floor, and Smalls down behind the play. Oh, man, that's not good. I don't see any motion. Oh, he's breathing. I think he might have taken a knee to the head, almost like he's passed out on the floor.
Get it rough, man. Don't talk to the rough.
And I'm not sure. Yeah, Mike Dorian waiting to be told he can head out. And I mean, Raheem hasn't moved at all. Raheem Smalls, number 1, down on the floor in a very bad scene here at CSJ. I don't even speculate, but when you lay that motion line, his fingers are moving. That's good. He is breathing. Coach Bartlett coming out to help. This isn't, well, hopefully we'll have good news. Positive. After quite an evaluation from Mike Dorian, the trainer, Smalls was able to sit up and walk off under his own power. They were working on his neck area. They checked his feeling coming down through his shoulders, to forearms, to his hands. And I have no idea. They also checked his forehead. Tipped by KJ Jackson. It didn't go up and in. So 4-2 now. Fort Kent will lead. That put a damper on a very intense, festive atmosphere here. And hopefully Smalls will be okay. If not for this ball game, come back in a very short period of time. Oh, but I tell you, they look like a travel. No call. And here comes the break the other way. And boy, Ogdebella got the ball caught behind him and jump ball. CSJ trying to get in sync here after the injury to one of their leaders, Raheem Smalls. So Raheem did get up and did walk off under his own power. Went to the training room with Mike Dorian. It's 4-2, Fort Kent with lead, 16:39 to go. And you see the help defense going on. Brylowski will off the ball, will go out of bounds, and it'll be CSJ with the basketball. Of course, not on a bright side, but on a different side with the injury to Smalls. A different bench this year. They're able to go through there very deep. Yeah, it's a hold on the cut by KJ Jackson. Again, continuing that aggressive, inspiring play. Jackson was held going to the basket. It'll be CSJ taking the ball out of bounds on the baseline. That'll be the first foul of the basketball game against Lamas. Dane Yops will get the bucket. Now, Dane Yops has he started the season off very good. He's a freshman, first year here at CSJ, but he's just gotten so much better. It's unbelievable. And Smalls back from the training room. And I don't want to speculate what the injury was. A pinched nerve, or I have no idea if he got hit in the forehead when he fell down. A lot of times when you lose your balance and you fall and you hit your head, I mean, you see flash a bright light, and that's 2 times inside the free throw line on the jump shot that Wilburn has missed, and I'm waiting for the call. I think they're going to say Fort Kent basketball. No, they're going to say from Fort Kent, CSJ basketball. So in a 4-4 game with huge bearing on the standings, both of these teams coming in the Sunrise Conference game with a 1 loss in conference, and that's going to be a foul. Great job of beating Belazari to the line, to the spot, and they'll send Yops to the line. So Evan Yops and Dane Yops out there, both for CSJ. Wilburn, Jackson, and Ryda out there also for the Fighting Saints. And the first shot up by Yops will be well short. Yeah, a triplet. Yeah, so I'm just going to have Rios and Triplet, Anderson, and both Talarico still on that bench. That's how deep that bench is. I think they're going to call a push on Dane Yops. Yeah. Well, that could be the most minor thing they're going to call today. Well, you can see the penetration by Void. Ogdebella up and no front rim to long rebound chased down by Belazari and taken away by Wilburn. Wilburn weaving his way literally into the front court, almost like a knitting needle. And that's going to be put up, and Yops off the mark. And that's going to be a foul. Evan Yops had great position, and then I believe Void, 0, will be assessed the foul.
Foul on number 0, Emiliano Void.
And so you can see the ball caught. And Wilburn will pivot. Evan Yops on the drive off the glass. No good. Dane Yops with the rebound foul. Boy, the Yops boys doing a number on Fort Kent early on here in the first 5 minutes, making their presence felt, to say the least, out there. And Raheem Smalls back at the scores table. That's a great sign. He's going to be coming back in the basketball game. He's going to replace Dane Yops. So Smalls, again, I don't even want to speculate what the physical ailment was, but it's great to see him back in there already. And we'll go to Saints with the lead with 15:09 to go. It says 5-4 on the scoreboard. That was Belzari's second personal foul, and Boyd working against Ryder. And Ryder almost lost his footing on that play. Ogdebella, Wilburn called for the foul, and it looked more like Ogdebella turned around and actually slammed the ball off from the knee of Wilburn more than it was a foul, but yeah, and coming in now will be number 14, Bouchard, coming in the ball game. So Bouchard checking in, and it's going to be Belzari with the 2 fouls sitting down. Ogdebella on the drive, up, might have had it tipped, and it'll be KJ Jackson, and definitely tipped, having the ball brought down. It'll be right up front court. He'll set up the offense. Smalls isolated on that side, will go up and have the shot blocked by Brylowski. There was a bump, but no foul called. Ryder, I tell you what, great hustle. Great hustle by Ryder, and a great hustle job by 21, Lamas, as he got down and collected the rebound off the missed shot. 6-5 Fort Kent. And Wilburn will chase down the pass that slipped through his hands. There's no damage done. Wilburn up underneath, wrapped the pass around to Jackson, got his own missed shot. Will go up, had a shot blocked down to him, kicks it back out to Dane Yops. He missed it. Dane Yops on the floor, gonna go up, and oh, what great work by the Saints down there. Between KJ Jackson and Dane Yops, Saints are controlling the offensive boards and getting a lot of second, third chances here. Dane Yops, like I said before, playing like a senior in college, playing like he's 20 pounds heavier and 3 inches taller. Now tie the score at 6. And give the Saints lead at 7-6. And again, Dane Yops right now, a hot streak the last 3-4 games, and they're giving him a lot more playing time as he stays hot. Void and Ryder almost got the steal, creates the turnover. Jackson up ahead to Wilburn, and he's going to go up and can't get the finish. And they got a 2-on-1 break coming the other way. Ogdebella, yeah, he leaned. Ryder leaned, and that'll be the foul. And that'll bring quite a round of boos from the good crowd here at CSJ. But I'm a Jamie Ryder fan, but he kind of leaned a little bit, holding that right shoulder.
Number 13, Murph, in for Fort Kent.
Yeah, I missed the substitution. I was listening to the banter between the referee and Coach Bartlett. It's Murph, Daryl Murph, number 13, has come to the basketball game for Fort Kent in a 7-7 game. Ogdebella shot up, and we'll get it. So Ryder, long pass front court to Yops, and he'll go across to Wilburn. On the run, Wilburn will penetrate, kick it out to Yops. Yops is trying to make the catch and go to the hole and get it all done in one motion, and the ball will slip off his hands. Last touch though by Fort Kent, so the Saints will have the ball in the far corner of the CSJ Athletic Complex with 28 seconds left on the shot clock. 13:30 to go in the first half. 8-7 Fort Kent. And Rios and Evan Yops going to be coming in. Ryder says, you're going to let me have this much space? I'll shoot it. You'll miss it. Smalls had it and lost it out of bounds. Yeah, it'll be Wilburn and Dane Yops coming off, and they'll bring in Rios, 13, and Evan Yops, number 22 in the basketball game. Void will scoop up the pass. Ryder and Void battling into the free throw line. Ogdebella, Brylowski had the touch, and now Void will go up and change his shot. Jackson got in there and made him change his shot, and it's going to be Jackson with the basketball to Ryder. Oh, what a beautiful shot by Ryder. And he changed the angle. You got to be kidding me. He fell down, and the ball carried into him, and a warning issued to Ryder for delay of game for actually falling to the ground with the ball near him. Wow. You can see Smalls trying to keep any more penetration. Void with the ball. 21 seconds on the shot clock, and it's already pretty spirited, the ball game. Jackson, yeah, got the foul. Void. Gonna be a hold, all block, okay. And the Saints getting together as a team. Officials taking a look at some of the animated. Oh, what's the word I want? Discussions, the calls being called. 9-8 CSJ. And Ryder fell down. Well, I'm not sure that wasn't a foul there, but I'm glad they didn't call it on him. Agdabella, Rios. There's the help by Smalls. Good jump out by Smalls. Void up, got it. Three-pointer by Void will void the lead for CSJ and make it 11-9. Fort Kent. Yobs up and going to the line. Oh well, I should wait. We'll be on the floor. It'll be 2 shots. 2 shots, okay. So Brylowski will be assessed the foul. I'll stop the clock with 12:05 to go, and we are at 11-9. Fort Kent with the lead, and Evan Yobs trying to do something about that right now. We'll go up and be good. Boy, talk about milking it up over the rim. Patrick Triplett Jr. coming in for KJ Jackson, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess that was the only change. Oh, Ryder came out and Wilburn came in. Okay, that's the other change for the Saints. Smalls, no. Smalls. 3-second call. Yeah, he worked hard to get in there, but then that's a tough angle where he was behind on the baseline like that. So he'll get the 3-second call, and the ball will go over in an 11-10. Fort Kent lead. Void. Wilburn. There's the kick out on Agdabella. They left it up top, and no shot occurred. Void will go back and get it. Still a lot of time. 19 seconds left on the shot clock. Well, Void penetrated. Void got his own missed shot. And I want to see who got the call. If it's Wilburn. Hold with his leg was the call by the official. And that's quickly 2 fouls on Wilburn now. Agdabella working against Rios. Rios staying on top with a screen, and boy, great defense by Rios. Yobs runs out, puts his hand up in the face of Bouchard, and Bouchard still will make the shot. Wilburn into the front court. Rios got it! Rios Grande from the outside will cut the lead to 1 at 14-13. And then the turnover. They're looking to go to Agdabella with the pass, and Rios with a little nudge from behind. Patrick Triplett Jr. and will inbounds the basketball. Wilburn, like I said, didn't play the first semester practice with the team, but has really gotten into game condition now, as Rios will miss that attempt from the wing. Fort Kent, quick push up front, 3-ball, no good. Rebound, long shot, chased down. Evan Yobs got it. The assist to Wilburn. The basket by Evan Yobs. And the Saints with the 15-14 lead. Oh, Smalls reached around, slapped the ball to Rios. Made the save, threw it ahead. Void will pick it up at midcourt. Void. They need to step up, and stop the penetration of the ball coming down. Foul will be on Wilburn. 3 fouls on Wilburn. And that will quickly bring Jamie Ryder back in the basketball game. That was cool. Somebody heckled the official about having his Fort Kent shirt on, and he hollered back, "That's new." That was really cool.
Also checking in for Kent, number 5.
So Wilburn will sit down, I'm assuming for the rest of the first half, with 3 personal fouls. very upset on the bench, too. Whoops, 6 team fouls apiece. And Smalls with the rebound. Right, front court to Rios. That's his spot. Got it! Rios again! Saints up by 4, 18-14. And that ball caught on that side by Dockery. Dockery, 22, is checked in the ballgame for Fort Kent, and Loisel also with the ball. Loisel, 5, came into the last opportunity for Fort Kent. Loisel up and tell you, got great penetration, just got too far into the basket. Here comes Smalls. Numbers are there, and he's going to go inside. They're going to call an offensive foul. Yeah. And the foul's now becoming very big for CSJ, as they are already at 17 fouls, but they've got some people in foul trouble. Wilburn with 3, a couple people with 2, and still just barely under the midway point of the first half. Plus, if it's the way the game's going to be called, oh, Smalls came up. He said, I don't think so, buddy, as he slapped the ball away. Ryder coming into the front court. Going to set up for a 3-ball, put it up, and got it. Ryder. 21-14, Saints by 7, 9 minutes to go, first half. And when they got into the front court, Fort Kent called the timeout because the coach wanted the ball in that position for the spot. Full timeout being taken, 21-14, Fighting Saints with the lead on Munger Vision over Fort Kent. You see Dockery, like he said, he'll be guarded by Triplett, Patrick Triplett. Now land in the backcourt to Murph. Murph matching up against Rios. A lot of talk in that Fort Kent huddle about defending number 13, which of course is Rios. That shot up and no. Smalls with the rebound, and Ryder going to slow it down. A lot of talk too about transition, just how the push of the ball by the Saints beating Fort Kent down the floor in transition, and then of course Fort Kent will walk the ball up the other way. And a couple things they want to tune up. Yops up and drew the foul. Great job by Yops. Loisel saying he stood straight up, but the foul will be called.
Foul, number 5, Loisel. Number 22, Yops at the line.
Again, Yops always playing against a much taller, bigger opponent, but always seem to have the upper hand down low. And that will be short. So Yops struggling from the free throw line here in the first half. Going to be in a low post like that, you're going to draw a lot of fouls. You'll be able to convert the free throws. And Eric Wertinger, the head coach at Fort Kent, he's seen many of these CSJ battles over the years. They've always been memorable ball games. Loisel helped out down low defensively as Smalls and Yops down there, and that shot will be short. And I believe Ryder picked up the foul. I'll tell you, this particular ref, when he makes a call, you understand what he's saying because he's very loud, but he looks so angry all the time when he makes his call. Yeah, so Dockery's heading to the line. That's the 8th foul already on CSJ. 2 fouls now on Ryder. And Dockery at the line to shoot, well, the front of a 1-1. And he'll get it. And still it's 8:15 to go here in the first half, and it's already seems like these guys have been boxing for 15 rounds out here. So that will cut the lead to 6. There's a quick push by Ryder. He'll curl back now and get the ball down to Rios, up, and no. That time they had a defender in his face. Yops with the rebound, pushes the ball inside to Triplett Jr., and he'll put the basket up and in. So again, the Saints, one area they're going to be very happy with. Offensive foul, great call. Ryder baiting Murph into the foul. Could be a little bit of embellishment there, but he sold it and he got it. 18 fouls apiece now. No shots, obviously, on that. as Dane Yop's going to be checking back in for CSJ. 24-16 Saints, and Evan Yop's up, fades, fires, and got it. Again, he just pushed hard to the hole. The defender got backpedaling. Yop stopped, pulled up, and just drained it, and he's developed his shooting repertoire. Quite a menu. Smalls got the steal, then the foul on Loisel with the push. Make no doubt about it, that was pretty obvious. And that'll be shoots coming up the other way. They'll shoot foul shots the other way.
Puts the Saints in the 1-1 bonus. Dane Yop's checking in.
So Dane Yop's, our great Dane as he's thrown around campus, coming into the ball game now. I believe it was Ogdebella that came back in the ball game, number 32 for Fort Kent. Also out there 24, that before Thornhill, Jamar Thornhill is out there for Fort Kent. And this is Sunrise Conference League play. CSJ 2-1 in conference play. And Fort Kent with just a 1 loss also, so this is huge. And that will get in there. And Brylowski also out there, number 12 for Fort Kent. And Smalls will miss the second shot. Boy, Triplett Jr. That last touch by Thornhill. And the ball was kept alive by Triplett. Patrick Triplett Jr., nice job. And as he come into his own in the second semester, I was worried about him in the first semester. He looked like he's going to be way too nervous to play in college ball, but as he really gotten it together. Smalls waits for the defender, then reverses the basketball, using the basket like a guard against getting his shot blocked. Makes it 29-16 CSJ. Saints looking for a sweep of the 3 main opponents this weekend. Oh, Thornhill with some major steps. And I think they said 11, no 1. So Smalls will pick up his second foul. He'll join Ryder with 2. Yeah, Wilburn already on the bench for CSJ with 3 personal fouls. And that's the 9th team foul. Each team with 9 team fouls. And Thornhill left the up end, got it. And KJ Jackson coming in for Jamie Ryder. No, we can't come in for Ryder. There'd be no point guard. Coming in for Smalls. So Smalls is going to sit down with the 2 fouls. He'll miss that shot. Bellazzari also checked back in for Fort Kent. He's playing with 2 personal fouls also. Ryder matched up against Ogdebella. See Rios this time got a lot more company on the perimeter than he did before after he made those couple threes. Great pass. And a dunk as he'll flush the ball down. That was Dockery with the big exclamation point. Lead down to 10 at 29-19. And Ryder will go over and pick the basketball up. Ogdebella. Oh, 10-second count. Okay. That's what he pointed at. 10 count. Then he'll take the ball out of bounds just about in front of the scorer's table. As Bellazzari will come over and he will put the ball into play for Fort Kent. Thornhill with the grab, comes back to Ogdebella. KJ Jackson made a tough shot and it went. What a tough shot by Dockery. So he's had a couple big baskets in the last minute of play. Rios taken away and then stolen back by Yopst. Triplett Jr., no good. Took the long route to get there, and then Thornhill tipped the ball around. Dockery will grab it. Thornhill checking his face as he might got inadvertently slapped there. It'll be Dockery pulling up for a 3-ball. Feeling it, got it. Oh, they found some offense in Dockery. He's got the lead to 5. Dockery with the last 7 points for Fort Kent. 5:40 to go. That ball slapped away from behind. It was Ryder trying to penetrate. Bellazzari coming out. Boyd, 0 coming back in the ball game for Fort Kent. See Ryder looking. To Rios, blocked. And then they'll be out of bounds. It was a step up by Dockery who made the block. Tell you what, Dockery pretty focused right now. Number 22 in white out there. And they're just going to come up to Rios. They had to step out. 18 on the shot clock. And Evan Yopp's going to be coming back in the ball game for CSJ. Rios pushes it inside, and boy, Jackson looked like he had a clear dunk. Went to the reverse. It was a nice pass as they slid him the basketball. So the momentum right now with Fort Kent. No DeBella. See Rios looking for the screen on his right side. It never happened, but boy, they got Evan Yops out there defensively bodying up. They go down low. Void, pass back, up, and no. Came straight down off the rim to Ryder. There's Yops, up, and got it. Well, I tell you what, Thornhill was up in the air a mile. I tell you, a lot of talking going on the court right now. Oh yeah, they's going to be physical. They's going to get chippy. So this is going to be a good game. Settle in. 31-24, CSJ. Oh, a couple of rivals here. Doc returns, fires. This time it didn't happen. Dockery pressuring right in the back court. Now he'll peel back, get up front, and set himself up defensively. Rios to Dane Yops, pulled the shot down, and Rios, no. He's cooled off because they put some pressure on him on the perimeter defensively. Void to Ogdebella to Thornhill. They run a little wheel up top. Yops got in, able to slap the ball away from Dockery. Yops with the quick hands. Ryder picks it up from being on his knee, kept the dribble alive, and the Saints with the steal. Nice play by Yops and Ryder. Again, a win today will send CSJ to 3-1 in conference play, just that 4-point loss to Fisher College, who's undefeated in conference play right now. Block from behind and a foul. As Yops being helped up, and Thornhill. Yeah, Thornhill playing a little chip on his shoulder. Technical foul on both of them. That sucks. Thornhill ran his mouth and should have been teed up way before this, and of course Yops responded and he got technical foul because they count as personal fouls. Double bonus foul on Thornhill. That's what they're trying to explain. Then they both got technicals. Technical on Yops. Technical on Thornhill. They both count as a personal foul, yeah.
Team foul.
And Coach Bartlett upset here. Something. I'm just listening right now. Yeah, they're going to get two coaches together and let them duke it out to settle things. Double technical. The original foul will be shot by Yops. The technicals wipe each other out. He said the offset. This started with Thornhill took an inadvertent elbow to the mouth several minutes ago from Yops on a play. And then Thornhill took exception to it, and there was some words exchanged going back down the floor after that play. And Thornhill, with the foul, almost did it on purpose and said, I'll take that anytime. Yeah. And then Yops came up, took exception to it, and he was accessed a technical. So Yops will be taking the original foul right here is what he's shooting. I told you at the beginning, the report I got, this is going to be a physical ball game, man. Going to be chippy. We've already had double technicals. We've had players on the floor being attended to. This is right in your backyard. You come down and watch CSJ basketball anytime. Yops has struggled terrible from the free throw line here in his first half. He's really struggled a lot. And the lead's only at 7 at 31-24. I'll tell you what, 24 Thornhill is a big, big man. I mean, he's not only tall, he's got girth. He's somebody I would never want to have to think I got to go toe-to-toe with out there. And Loisel with KJ Jackson on him as Yops made 1 of 2. But I tell you what, if that's not 3 seconds in the paint by Barlowski, I'm not sure what's 3 seconds anymore. And Barlowski will get the basket, cutting the lead to 6 at 32-26. Each team is over the 10-team limit. Patrick Triplett Jr. going to be coming to the ball game, and Rios with a 1 and done off the missed shot. Loisel going to go up and got it. Lead down to 3 at 32-29. Momentum after that physical exchange and verbal exchange, and all on the side of Fort Kent. Now, the thing I'm looking at, too, CSJ's got a lot of freshmen, a lot of first-year players. This is pretty intense. Not basketball intense. This is macho, mano, whatever you want to call it. This is a different kind of intense. How will the young players respond to this intimidation? Ryda, no good. Void got the rebound. They can tie it up with a three-point play, and here comes Fort Kent. Void spins, traveled. Good call. Patrick Triplett Jr. now coming in for KJ Jackson. There isn't a sense of intimidation. Yeah. On the floor, I can tell you that just from standing there, you can feel it. It's more how will the players respond to it from CSJ. First of all, you must keep your head. Usually much easier said than done. Believe me, I've been there. Yops to Ryda. Ryda on the drive will go up and I can't believe that's a terrible call. And Ryda will pick up his 3rd foul. So Ryda with 3, Wilburn with 3. Those are your starting point guards. And Dockery, 22, going to be coming in the basketball game right now. No. He was over at the scores table. He wasn't checking in. Wilburn's going to come in to replace Ryda with the 3 fouls. So foul trouble definitely an issue here for CSJ. Right now, both point guards straddle with 3. A bunch of people with 2. Loisel eaten up by Dane Yops. That's how that freshman responded with a big play. Wilburn behind the back. Loisel will pick him up defensively. Now he'll work it back between circles, set up the play with 26 seconds on the shot clock. 1:51 to go on the game clock. Rios, after a hot start, is cooled off from the outside. Wilburn traveled. Yeah. Yes, good call. Wilburn right now caught up into the emotion of the game and the emotion of picking up 3 fouls that he didn't agree with and trying to do too much. Right now, it's still a 5-man game when you're on the floor. Loisel spins baseline. Dane Yops, great help defense. Wilburn, there's the push, front court, top of the arc. Wilburn slowing it down. Works himself, well, not quite to the elbow, and then he wants Dane Yops to step out. Dane Yops being guarded by Brylowski. Now run, are they going to wheel it up top? No, Dane Yops acting like a 6'7" point guard. 1:15 to go in the half. 3-point ball game. Dane Yops, no good. Tipped around. There's Rios. Got it. Oh, Rios going inside, rolling his sleeves up. Blue collar work there by Rios. Puts lead at 5, 34-29. Loisel spins, goes up, foul. Basket's good. If it's Wilburn, it's 4. Yeah, he got beat to the spot. Yeah, big foul. That eliminates your backup point guard to Ryda. 4 fouls now on Wilburn. And again, that was a good call. He got beat to the spot. And coming to the ball game now will be number 14, Adam Bouchard. And Bouchard coming in, he'll replace 21, Lamas. And coaching going on right now. Wilburn, what happened to him? He emotionally got out of the sync of the ball game. And now Dockery will come in for Loisel for Fort Kent. It's a 2-point ball game at 34-32 Saints. And actually they left Wilburn in the ball game with the 4 fouls. Well, this is interesting. Because if you bring Ryda in, and he picks up 1, it'll be his 4th. So look at Dane Yops. Got the offensive rebound, goes in, up, hit the bottom of the backboard. It's blocked out of bounds by Brylowski. And what happened to Yops there? He really had no angle. I know he's supposed to jump back into the defender, make space, but what had happened there was he was too far on the other side of the backboard. Rios looking to catch fire, will get it. 2-pointer makes it 36-32. Shot clock's up, 26 seconds left in what's been an outstanding fan-friendly first half of basketball. Dockery going to take it in, kick it back out. Ogdebella, no shot there. Void will pull it out. Must be playing for the last shot because they've had a couple of looks and they've decided not to pull the trigger. Ogdebella. Ball go bounds. Going to be CSJ ball. Now there's 3.1 seconds to go. This is college basketball. That is plenty of time to get a shot off. They're strong enough to throw the ball up from full court to mid court and get it. Yobs will pick up the ball. The triplet junior. Oh, yeah, he double dribbled. Yeah, what they want is basketball. Okay, they're going to reset the clock to 1 second. The referee never hesitated. He very clearly came over and made that call. And they're going to take a 30-second timeout. 1 second. Now, the key part of this is they're going to get the ball at midcourt. So all you got to do is get it in, and you can actually shoot from that young gentleman there in the stripes. It's the position of the ball at midcourt that makes 1 second seem like 10 seconds because it's a lot of time to get the offense going. Well, the officials, really, for the most part, have done a good job. This is a physical contest. There's some big guys on the court, a lot of emotion. I get wrapped up in it. It's fun stuff to call. It's a 4-point lead for CSJ, and whoever wins this is going to have a big leg up. They're looking at one of those two top spots in the Sunrise Conference. You know, they always say you win your games on your home court. You know, and then try to you do battle when you go to Fort Kent. Now, Fort Kent is a tough place to win. I can tell you that. It's Dockery. I'm surprised by this. Dockery's going to bring the ball in bounds. Must be they want Loisel to take the shot, unless he's going to go underneath with a long pass, but I don't believe that. I thought Dockery would be the target of the pass, and he'd be the shooter. No, they're going to alley-oop it up, and Rios defended it well. That's the first half, and that was a great first half. And Coach Bartlett looking over at his home scorekeepers on the clock because that was the longest second to take and play before the buzzer went off. And just go, if you got to go to the bathroom and get a drink to get settled in, it's going to be a wild second half on Munger Vision. Well, I had a second to catch my breath. I talked to a couple of the coaches on CSJ, and I'm trying to settle into the ball game. Rios will get the start in the second half, replacing Wilburn, who's got those 4 fouls. And I meant to mention that for the Fort Kent squad, Jackson, TJ Jackson missed his shot, went and kept alive. And Ryda up, no good. Tipped around, Jackson had it, jump ball. It's going to be white basketball. It'll be Fort Kent basketball. Kevin Loisel, number 5 out there for Fort Kent, been rookie of the week twice in the Sunrise Conference. We could see in that first half how that could happen. He's a very talented individual. And Thornhill on the bench right now. That shot off the mark from Ogdebella, I'm sorry. That's no good. Rios with the rebound on the weak side, trying to throw over the top of the trap. We'll get it into Jamie Ryda's hands. Ryda. There's the quick push, and boy, he's looking baseline. It went off from Ryda. It went off from Void, then fell onto Ryda, who fell onto his right knee. And they just teed up Ryda, and that's going to be his 4th personal foul. And the importance of that is it's the fact that it's a personal foul and that Wilburn already has 4 fouls himself. Right now, my observation, and I said this to Coach Bartlett, CSJ getting sucked into the war of words and the chippy play, and that's not their style. They're more of a refined team, and they just collecting fouls over losing their emotional grip on the game. And so 4 fouls on Ryda, 4 fouls on Wilburn. And those are both the designated point guards. And that happened in the first 52 seconds of the second half. So they'll get the free throw and the ball back, but the more important thing is the 4th foul on Ryda. So counting the double technical that was called on Thornhill and on Evan Yops, and now Ryda, that's 3 technical fouls in this ball game. Agdabella up, and Jackson. Brylowski got it. 1-point ball game, a big start here to the second half for Fort Kent, University of Maine and Fort Kent. And there's a foul on Agdabella. Agdabella will be called for the foul. And it's been a rugged game for the officials. It's been physical, verbal, emotional, and chippy. Everything you want in a good ball game. And Evan Yops will take the basketball out of bounds right in front of the scores table, and they're going to put Bellazzari on him defensively. Ryda will just pop free. Now Ryda, in the past, has been able to play with foul trouble, but this is a very emotional game. Smalls up and got it, post him up and made the basket. So Raheem Smalls with the basket. First basket of the second half for CSJ. This is Void to Bellazzari, and they'll just swing the ball back all the way around to Ogdabella. Long 3 ball, got it, we're tied at 38. And again, typical game between Fort Kent and CSJ. It didn't matter if Coach Graffam was here or Coach Bartlett. They were all rugged like this. Oh, what a move by K.J. Jackson. Actually, we had the ball tipped, still muscled it up and in. Ogdabella. There's the flash inside, and I tell you, that's a nice job recovering defensively. Lamas, 21 with the ball, will go baseline. Brylowski up, and he missed the shot, tips it around, and Brylowski, Yops reached in, tipped it, and again, what's going to sink CSJ could be the foul trouble that they're experiencing right now. 40-38, Saints with the lead. 17:26 to go in regulation. And you can see Ogdabella bring the ball. They got a new shot clock. Void up, and no, weak side rebound will be Smalls. Bellazzari was there, and here comes Ryda. He's got a couple offensive fouls today, Ryda does. Takes the 3 ball, it's a 1 and done. Yops that time boxed out nicely by Bellazzari. Void up, no. Rebound, Yops, so they're going to go end to end now. Yops will chase down the loose ball on the rebounding action, looking for a body, and all the way in, nice look. Smalls foul. Oh. Going to the line. Couldn't get the shot to drop, but Smalls will collect the foul on the arm. As Lamas trying to show the official how he couldn't have committed the foul, which is a good ball player that always says, I didn't do it because. If they admit to it, you got a problem with it. Not only is the game pretty heated, but the fans into it today. Again, CSJ will be on the road till February, as Smalls will be up and miss that. CSJ as a team today has not shot well from the free throw line. On February 2nd, an 8 o'clock start time will be Vermont Tech here. February 4th, 7 o'clock is SUNY Canton, and Sage College, of course, will be February 10th, 7 p.m. start. As the Saints 2-1 in Sunrise Conference play, taking on Fort Kent, also with the 1 loss in Sunrise Conference play. 41-38, it's the 1 possession lead for College of St. Joseph's. CSJ will race to the ball, and Dockery, who was red hot in the first half, had 9 points. Rios, the leading scorer for CSJ, he had 10 points in the first half, and that's going to hit the guideline cable. There's a cable that goes up to the ceiling support for the pulley system on the backboard, and it hit that, and it's out of bounds. Ryda going to have Ogdabella in the back court with him, just some light pressure, let him walk it up, and Ryda with the 4 fouls. His fourth foul was a technical foul. Yops, great look. Smalls mishandled the pass, got the finish. Smalls able to handle the ball on the second attempt and put it up and in. 43-38, CSJ. This is Void with the basketball. They'll play a little bit on the outside right now. They try and swing that defense and find that seam to bring the pass inside. Void, great look. Oh, KJ Jackson got it there. Oh, Yops will get credit for the block. Jackson there also. And Ogdebella will just lob it up top to Void. Dockery waits for Ogdebella, and he'll come inside the elbow. A two-point shot up, and it'll rim out. Brylowski with the position, and the foul on Dane Yops will get the foul. And I believe Dane Yops just picked up his multiple foul now. And I'm thinking 3-2. 2 on Yops, Dane Yops. That's a break for CSJ. And so the gym comes to a hush right now as they'll have. There's Brylowski now. Woo. Rattled around but wouldn't go down. As they switch off Void and Dockery. And now Ogdebella. There's an overload situation in the back court for Fort Kent defensively. And what I tell you, Ryder able to muscle the ball up the sideline into the front court. A lot of players wouldn't be able to take that sideline route, but Ryder, very smart, very strong, able to just bully his way up there and quick. Jackson will just step back. Got it. Oh, Brylowski with no defense there at all, and we have a shoe blown off the foot of Ryder. That's how intense the action's been. As he will get set to lace him back up. It's an official's timeout, and just a good time to reset the game for you. It's a 45-39 CSJ lead. Sunrise Conference matchup as Fort Kent in the white uniforms taking on CSJ in the dark blue, and Ryder is going to go to the sideline and believe he's got a big knot, tied in the shoelace. And gotta be an old man like me, you have Velcro on your shoes where you just pull them apart. So Wilburn will come in with 4 fouls also and take his spot on the floor. So this could be a very pivotal swing in time here for Wilburn as he's on the floor with 5 fouls. Loisel, number 5. There's the backdoor cut, blocked on the backside by Jackson. Here comes Wilburn. He'll slow it down. On the trail play, Smalls fakes the 3, penetrates, goes up, and finger rolls it in by Smalls. Pushes the lead to 8 at 47-39. 15 minutes roughly going here to go here in the second half of play. Void literally hands the ball up on a semi-wheel up top to Ogdebella. And he's looking, and right now not a lot of motion on that offense by Fort Kent. There's a cut from the baseline. And boy, KJ took away any option for the shot there. Dockery will tip it up and in off the missed shot. He came in from the top of the key with nobody putting a body on him, and lead goes to 6 at 47-41. Again, you can go to PEGTV.com, click video on demand, and watch this game over and over and over at your leisure on the internet. Then you can also watch it on channel 15 on the television. Oh, Smalls muscling himself down inside. He's becoming, and has been all season, but especially in this game now, becoming a very viable option on the matchup they've got defensively on him down inside. Brylowski all the way across. Tell you what, the best defense that Smalls played right there was he didn't overcommit and draw the foul. He just basically put his big body in the way and stood there. And Dockery will pick up his first foul of the ball game. Loisel now coming in for Bellazzari. Actually, it's Bellazzari. I apologize for that. Third team foul, first on Dockery. 8-point lead for CSJ. Wilburn snaps the pass off. They're looking to get the ball down inside to Jackson, who called for it. Steps back, no. This time the rebound comes out to Dockery up ahead. 2-on-2 break coming down the other end. Ogdebella makes the move, goes to the left hand, and can't get it. Jackson, that long reach came down to try not to have the ball taken away. Breaks out of the pack on the dribble and gives the ball off to Wilburn. Wilburn up, over, and in! Wilburn took it in strong and got the finish, and that'll push lead now to 10 at 51. 41. Saints have had a double-digit lead before, only to see Fort Kent rally to close the gap. That's Loisel. On the arm, Jackson. Yep, no doubt about it. They're going to call it a blocking foul, but he's going to be assessed the foul. 15, Jackson. And that will stop the clock at 12:58. Now send Loisel to the line to shoot a couple.
Number 5, Loisel at the line for Kent.
So Loisel takes his time, gets out, because he's been Rookie of the Week twice in the Sunrise Conference. Again, Jackson picking up just his second foul. Smalls with the Smalls is a talker, and he's having a conversation with the official down along the baseline. Not necessarily a negative thing. He just likes to politic a lot, and that will drop in for the second shot. Of course, remember, Smalls went down with an injury in that first half, and unfortunately able to come back in. And there's the DeBella will get that foul on the drive. And that'll become 3 team fouls apiece now. 12:53 to go. It'll be Smalls to go over to the far side and take the ball out of bounds. Wilburn, well, how important is the addition of Wilburn here in the second semester for CSJ? With Ryda on the bench with the 4 fouls up, and everything but the bucket for Smalls. He beat the defender Loisel down the floor to that spot in the paint. And tell you what, Dane Yops played freshman defense there. He's got to get in there and be a little bit more. He leaned a tad bit. Smalls ball stripped Wilburn, pushes it inside. Dane Yops up through the foul. That's what they'd gone over in practice. Leaning into your defender to draw the foul and create some space, and Dane Yops will step to the line now, and he'll be awarded 2 shots, as that's now the 5th team foul on Fort Kent, and the second personal foul assessed to Brylowski. So Brylowski, I'm going through my head, I don't believe there's anybody on the floor with 3 fouls for Fort Kent. And now the big guy, 24, coming in the ball game. That's Jamar Thornhill, as he'll replace Brylowski. As Thornhill, one of the players that was assessed a technical foul. As Brylowski, lack of hustle coming off the floor, caused the game to have a pause in it. Thornhill and Evan Yops were the victims of each being assessed a technical foul for getting a little bit too personal with each other. That's Ogdebella. He'll bring it back outside to Void. 21 on the shot clock. Yeah, backdoor jam, and that looked pretty as Loisel not only got the jam, but then smiled at the crowd. Now got the lead to 52-47. Defense on that side fell asleep. Beautiful pass also. Yops to the hole. Short. Rebound tipped around, still on the floor, and it'll be Dockery with control of the basketball. Void. Slashes, penetrates up underneath. Got it. Count the basket and the foul coming up. That'll be Dane Yops picking up his 3rd foul. The basket good, and Void will be awarded the and 1. And Triplett Jr. coming in along with Rios, as Yops and Yops will sit down for CSJ. And they're going to have foul trouble becoming a big concern for CSJ, as both Ryda with 4, Wilburn with 4, and now 3 on Dane Yops, and I believe, well, I better double check, but I think Smalls might have 3. 52-50, so that 10-point lead again evaporated for CSJ. Twice in the ball game they've had double-digit leads, and twice Fort Kent has been able to come back nicely. And Dockery called for the foul. So now, well, it is the 7th foul. It should be the 1-1. The board has it as 7, and that should be the 1-1. They've got 7 on the board. Now Smalls in the first half probably wasn't quite around 50%. And they step it down to 6 fouls now. And they don't go by the board, they go by the book. And the book said 6, and that's what we'll have. The official one, I don't know if they want to double check. Okay, Thornhill and Smalls. await the explanation from the official, and they're going to stick with 6 team fouls. Dockery, second personal. Got to beat the 5 count, and yeah, Jackson came back, made himself available for the pass. Wilburn now, as they played nice denial on Wilburn. Ogdebella on him defensively. But I tell you, Thornhill and Smalls will be quite a matchup, and that won't drop, and Smalls reached there, tried to keep the ball alive off from Thornhill, and chased down by Ogdebella, and now the pass will go to Void. Dockery, Void, and they'll swing the ball on this side to Ogdebella. 22 on the shot clock, 11 minutes in the ball game, 2-point basketball game. The Loisel looked, and Void wants to penetrate below the free throw line, up, underneath, no good. And KJ, no, Triplett will get the rebound, and here's the push the other way. Gotta watch the offensive fouls. There it is. It was predictable. I could see it coming at midcourt that Wilburn had made his mind up. He was taking it in, and if an old guy like me can see it, I'm sure the defense saw it, and they just planted themselves. And the 5th foul will become an offensive foul on Wilburn, and he will sit down for the rest of the ball game with still 10:37 to go in the second half, and they'll reinsert Jamie Ryda, playing with 4 fouls himself. One of his 4 fouls is a technical foul.
Number 11, Jamie Ryda.
This will be interesting now if they want to extend the defense and put pressure on Ryda and try to force not only fatigue but another foul on him. We're going to have a 30-second timeout. 10:33 to go, and it's been a battle down here at St. Joe's on Munger Vision. Saints with a 2-point lead over Fort Kent. I don't think the talent on the floor will really decide everything. Of course, there's always intangibles. Yeah, they're looking for Loisel, and they would have had it working because Saints, again, weren't aware of them coming in off that wing on the baseline. But it's more the foul trouble that the Saints, like I said, were able to really not keep their focus in that first half. They picked up a lot of emotional fouls, and Wilburn, if there's been one tendency in the second semester since he's been playing that I can pick up, is you just can't run through the paint like a locomotive. I mean, this is college ball. They're going to went off from Ogdebella out of bounds. Smart play by Jackson. But Tony Wilburn picking up his 5th foul on an offensive charge, and again Ryda with. Now the technical foul they assessed Ryda. I'm not really sure he was speaking to anybody when he uttered the profanity because his knee hurt. And it looks like Smalls is going to pick it up a notch, knowing that they're getting depleted in resources. 54-50 Saints. Oh, nice job. You know what happened there, though? They really moved the ball well. The defense had overcommitted to the left side, the strong side. And the ball pass basically was a little high, but mishandled coming in or out, so that could have been an easy basket. 6 team fouls on Fort Kent, 5 on St. Joe's, just a tad under, well, 9.5 minutes to be exact in the basketball game. KJ Jackson having another good effort today. Got to pick the Grand Union player of the game. They go inside to Smalls, and that's knocked away. That was just going to be a tough pass, no matter what. Up, and tell you, it looked pretty the first time they did it, but it's failed the last 2 times. And I'm not sure what Coach Bartlett's going to talk about, but he calls a timeout, and I'm waiting to see if it's going to be a full timeout taken. Get a dandy on Munger Vision. 54-50 CSJ. Yeah, what happened there? They changed the defense up in the huddle. They put pressure on CSJ, and they turned the ball over. And it worked. And also coming out of the huddle of Fort Kent, they said, let's make them run. Well, I don't think that's a bad option because a couple of the point guards get foul trouble. One of them's actually gone. Ogdebella up, foul. I believe Patrick Triplett Jr. will pick up the foul. That'll be Patrick Triplett Jr. picking up the foul. I want to say 1, and that's what he has. In the act of shooting will be Ogdebella, and he'll head to the line. And each team with 6 team fouls apiece. That shot good by Ogdebella. Cuts the lead to 3. So DeBella taking the second shot. Perfect. It's got a 2-point ball game. And again, they've changed up the defense, brought the pressure back. Smalls will just hand the ball off to Ryda. The Saints, like I said, twice in this ball game they've been able to push the lead up into double digits. And twice Fort Kent's been able to work it down. What a pass from Smalls to Triplett. And he'll make the bucket. Pushes the lead back to 4. Saints looking to go to 3-1 in the Sunrise Conference. Void taking his time. Plenty of time on the shot clock. That's not even an issue. Void long balling it, no good. Oh, and it came off the back or the rim funny and kicked over in the corner to DeBella. He's going 3-balling and got it with Jackson in his face. He'll drain it and make it a 1-point ball game. 56-55, Fighting Saints. Patrick Triplett Jr. to Smalls. He'll spin baseline, go up and miss the shot. Look at Jackson coming on the weak side. KJ Jackson with the basket. Boy, each team just throwing punches and taking them. This is a great ball game. Yops and Yops will be checking in for CSJ. Oh, we're tied. Oh, DeBella with the 3-ball ties it at 58. Smalls into the front court. He started, stopped, and then finds Triplett Jr. Got it! Count the basket! Void will get the foul. And Loisel, the defender, fell down on the play. That opened up that chance for Triplett Jr. And again, the freshman, Patrick Triplett Jr., have been playing big ball here in the second semester. Or big time ball.
For the Saints, number 22, Evan Yops.
And Evan Yops coming in for KJ Jackson. He'll sit down with 7:39 to go in regulation. And Triplett Jr. got it. Yeah, now Triplett will sit down and Yops, Dane Yops will come in and take his spot. Lead back to 3 for CSJ. Vogue DeBella to Dockery. Daya. Smalls, by his reaction, oh. Last thing he needed to do was pick up a technical foul. That's the last thing the Fighting Saints needed. That's his third. More important, though, it is shots for the original foul, shots for the technical foul, and then the ball back. So this is a big point swing. Well, that's what I'm examining. There's the original foul in the act of shooting.
We got 5 right, 4 right.
So missed that one. Now, those were the technicals. Now he'll take the original shooting foul, 2 shots. That's why everybody's lining back up on the blocks.
It's a Class A, technical, it counts 4 is 5, and 4 the bonus.
Okay, so it's a Class A foul, which means it counts as a personal foul, counts as a team foul, and it counts as towards the bonus. Now he'll get the shots for the original, for the foul in the arm. He makes it a 1-point ball game. Plus, they should get the basketball back. KJ Jackson. Now, see, this is a good move by Coach Bartlett. No, it's 4 fouls on Smalls. Okay. The personal foul and the technical foul. And he's taking him out of the ball game. I'm sure, too, he wants him to emotionally get focused again. Okay, so they won't get the ball back. But they did get 3 out of 4 free throws, tying the game at 61. Plus, Smalls now will sit down with 4 fouls, and he was a very big offensive option. Given the Saints kept their head together. Oh, my God. What a job by Loisel drawing the offensive foul on Yops. There'll be no shots, but they'll lose possession, and I believe Yops has got at least 3 fouls now. I don't know how he's got just 2 because he picked up a foul on a technical foul in the first half, but he has it as 2. Or they have it as 2. I said it in the first half when the fouls started to mount. The Saints might beat themselves with foul trouble from just losing their emotional edge to the game, getting sucked into the type of style play Fort Kent's been playing. And it's working out. 7 minutes to go, tied at 61 on the road. Fort Kent with a chance for the lead. And really no foul trouble to speak of down there. Ogbella will bring it back. Dockery back to Ogbella. Jackson will get the foul. Yep. Now, I'm not sure if that's the 10th or the 9th foul, but it'll be shot on the arm. And KJ Jackson will pick up his, I'm thinking 3, but 3 fouls. So yeah, they might not have anybody left but the Tallaricos to put in at the end of the ball game. Oh, if Fort Kent win on the road down here, that'd be a huge pickup for Fort Kent. That'd give them sole possession of second place. Ogbella breaks the tie, makes it 62-61. Fort Kent with the lead. Well, don't forget that Wilbury went to the locker room at halftime with 4 fouls. Ryder picked up a 4th foul on a technical foul, which straddles him now with aggressiveness. Yops to Yops. Oh, and 1. Count it! Dane Yops with that nice pause, the ball fake. Got Loisel in the air. Definitely got him on the wrist, and the basket's good. We're tied at 63, and Dane Yops, the freshman, going to obviously have a big say in the finish here. Going to the line to shoot the and 1. That's the 8th team foul, and the 5th foul on Loisel. And it'll roll in for Dane Yops. Void, Dockery. Dockery hasn't been quite as hot here in the second half, but they've looked at different offenses. That's off the mark. The numbers aren't there for Ryder. He'll realize that, slow it down. Yeah, they can't afford to lose Ryder to an offensive foul, to any foul, but to an offensive foul. And they'll be grinding it up. I'm not sure. Jackson just picked up his 4th, a blocking foul. There should be no shots on it. No, last thing they need is a technical foul. There's been a bunch of those called today. Void went down the lineup on the free throw line, and I'm not sure why. 64-63, Saints clinging to the lead in what's been a heavyweight bout on Munger Vision. I tell you, I've grown over the years to like the Fort Kent coach, Wertingen. And I don't know if I ever say that right. First of all, he knows basketball. He recruits well. But I love what he just said. He called timeout, brought his team in, and said, I'm sick of wasting timeouts to explain 2 simple things to you. I mean, he didn't holler. He was just like talking to a puppy. I mean, I liked it. Ogbella, no. Rebound up. Got it. Dockery on the boards will give the lead back to Fort Kent. 5:36 to go in regulation. It's been a dandy of a barn burner. Like I told you, my pregame report was it's going to be chippy, it's going to be physical, and of course it's going to be close. Dane Yops sealed off from the baseline. Rios trying to find his hot touch again. That's tipped around, and Loisel will tip it to Void. Yeah, Rios, since they made an adjustment on him defensively, has cooled down tremendously here for CSJ. Oh, nice extra pass. Oh, he traveled. Thornhill, he knew it. I don't really know if he was expecting the ball more than getting in position for a rebound, but he tiptoed to a travel and the turnover. 5 minutes to go in the second half. Yops to Rios to Yops to Dane Yops. He'll put it up, and tell you, I'm not sure about the shot selection. A nice box out by Evan Yops is wasted because Dockery, using his height and athleticism, just jumped over the top of him cleanly and got the basketball. 1 point lead for Fort Kent. Boyd works off the screen and then lost the ball on the cut, and Triplett will pick up the basketball. That was a big defensive play by Patrick Triplett Jr. And Smalls at the scores table is going to be checking back in with the 4 fouls. Yeah, they need some more offensive options inside. Void's done a good job on Rios. Now there's plenty of time. 14 on the shot clock. Ogdebella and Ryda. There's the screen. There's the give. Ball was tipped. Turnover. Shot clock was down to 2. Oh, it's been hard. Both teams. Like I said, they have both worked very hard today. Loisel. Oh, nice push by Void to Ogdebella. Thornhill, no, front rim. Look at the putback. Look at the chance. And picked back up by Loisel. He's going to drive to the hole. Go up and got it. Yops turned away from the contact. Probably good. Didn't need to pick up the basket and the foul. 67-64, 3.5 minutes to go. Fort Kent now with a 3-point lead. And they put Void on Rios, and he has just followed him everywhere and done a good job. 20 seconds on the game clock. Jackson joins Smalls at the scorers table for CSJ. Yeah. And Yop smirks at the call. It did not look like Thornhill had really gotten there and planted himself, but give him credit for making a smart defensive play, drawing the foul. And Jackson coming back in along with Smalls as Yops and Triplett will sit down. 3:06 left in the basketball game. A 3-point lead for Fort Kent. They've got the ball, a chance to add to it, but it's getting down to that point even with the shot clock now where it's going to be all about possessions for CSJ as they're having problems scoring and people are in foul trouble. Offensive foul on Loisel. Hooked him and went around him. Very clearly the call from the official. And that will bring Lamas in the ball game for Fort Kent as Loisel picked up his 4th foul. It was so fast, I got to tell you, I honestly don't know if it was a foul. 9th team foul on Fort Kent. There's the cut by Smalls to Jackson. Up, missed it. Boy, that's a beautifully set play and they missed it. They need a defensive stop here. 2.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Lamas turns, fires, got it. Gave up the sweet spot down low. 2 choices, foul him or just let what happen happen. 5-point lead. Ryda glides all the way over to the elbow. To Jackson, Thornhill on him. Ryda takes the bump, brings it back out to Rios, too deep. Yops draws the foul. Yeah. And everybody going to have a chat now. I'll tell you, Dockery just got sold on the ball fake. Nothing vicious about it. And then immediately went over to help Yops up, and that's when the cavalry came, and it looked like we were going to have a brouhaha for a minute. I think it was a good call, and I'm a Saints fan. I mean, it was a ball fake. He went up and just a regular old foul. And Yops at the line. CSJ struggled from the line today, and he'll miss that one. Turns out to be a very smart foul. As Thornhill is going to sit down with his 3rd foul, and they're going to, well, it's interesting. They're going to bring Loisel back in with four fouls. So desperately needing this one, Yops will settle in and get it. Got 1 and 2. They need points off possessions, whether it's 1, 2, or 3. And with the shot clock, yeah, possessions getting very limited now. 4-point lead for Fort Kent. Void slipping down on the floor, cross it over. Gets the ball out to Lamas. Wants the baseline. Smalls muscled him there. Ogdebella, the kick out, the 3-ball. No. And then the mistimed jump, but Rios worked out. Into the hands of Smalls. The swing over to Ryda to the corner to Yops. Fades, fires, got it! Yops with another big shot. Cuts the lead to 2. They need a defensive stop with 1.5 minutes to go. Ryda playing with the 4 fouls, has to back off from Void. They want to post up Jackson playing with 4. Dockery over defended. Didn't take advantage of the defender coming at him. Ogdebella missed it. Tip, Smalls. The shot was there, he just missed it. The Saints looking for the tie. No, he planted the pivot foot. Ryda, thought about the 3-ball. Swats at the defender's hand. Minute to go in the basketball game. Saints down by 2. Shot clock down to 18. They go to KJ Jackson. Blocking foul called on Lamas. 2 shots coming up for Jackson.
Number 21,
Well, you couldn't ask for a better ball game than this. And then who brought it to you? Munger Vision. 54.2 seconds to go. Fourth foul on Lamas. Not relevant right now. And it's 2 shots, each team over the 10-team limit. And Jackson settles in for the first shot. Got it. Looking for the tie here on the second shot. If not the tie, looking for an offensive rebound. Both Dockery and Loisel down low for Fort Kent. We are tied at 69. Saints are going to pick up at midcourt defensively. Everybody's shooting on a foul. Oh, man, just play straight up defense. Fort Kent going to call a timeout. Full timeout. There it is, 69 all, 48 seconds to go on Munger Vision. I mean, if you're looking at things, stating the obvious, CSJ, if you're going to give up the basket, don't compound it with a foul. You know, play straight up tough defense. There's 29 seconds on the shot clock, 48 seconds on the game clock, tied at 69. Everybody's shooting 2. I'll tell you, Jackson's gone, but a couple things here. That's his 5th foul. Thornhill's going to be coming in for Fort Kent. And I'd rather have, personally, who am I, but at least he didn't make the basket. The worst thing that can happen is that if he makes both free throws, you're only down by 2 with 40 seconds still. That's a lot of time left. Yeah, so they're going to find a substitute for Jackson. I'm not sure who they're going to bring in. I think Dane Yopst would be the only option, actually, and that's who's going to be coming in, Dane Yopst. So the freshman put into a big spotlight right here. The other thing is, say if the second free throw is missed, if you're the Saints, you've got to pound it in your head, box out, and get the rebound. Don't give up another rebound, another offensive possession here. So the first 2 shots coming up for Loisel. And he'll miss it. Now this is where it becomes big. You've got to have your offensive rebound. And okay, so Thornhill's going to come in for the shooter. So they're going to play a little offense, defense, and Loisel. Big shot coming up by Loisel. Missed them both. Saints can bring the game clock down to 5 seconds. Big misses by Loisel. Rios to the hole. Oh, man. I don't know how many offensive fouls have been called. I've lost track today. Okay. The pendulum swings the other way now. There is no shot clock. There's 24.7 seconds left in the basketball game. Tied at 69. If Fort Kent wants to take the final shot of the ball game, they can do that. There is no shot clock. And a foul means 2 shots. Could be looking at some OT, maybe. I don't know. I got a feeling it's going to be settled in the next 14 seconds. That's Ogdebella on Rios. And a timeout taken. So Fort Kent is going to call timeout. Full timeout. I don't think this is a bad deal. Fort Kent's coach looks a little upset that he had to call the timeout. But now you can get, I know the defense can get organized and rested also, but now he can get organized. He's in the front court. And he doesn't have to worry about the shot clock. 69 all in the second half. Fort Kent with 1 conference loss in Sunrise Conference play. CSJ with 1 conference loss in Sunrise play. That's how big this game is. Fisher College sitting on top of the pile right now, having defeated both Fort Kent and CSJ. Well, I tell you, every game to get down here in person and watch these games live, you couldn't have asked for a better ball game than what you have seen today. This is outstanding. Yeah, not only do they have time to set up and run through a complete play, they have time to pull back out, reset. They have time to get an offensive rebound. Options? No, Dockery comes to mind. Dockery's had a huge ball game down low. Loisel's going to be tough to defend. Don't forget how depleted fouls are for CSJ. They're playing without their center. KJ Jackson has just fouled out. But again, overtime, possible? I don't think so. I think it'll be decided on this possession in regulation. So as they break the huddle, don't forget to go to PEGTV.com, click video on demand to watch local sports action. And don't forget to just turn on your television to watch local sports action on Channel 15. First things first, Lamas has got to get the ball in bounds, and this is what I want to see. They are going to play a body on Lamas. So they're going to put a body on the inbounds pass. They get it to Void. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Right, there's the screen. Yops. The shot won't drop, and there's the pass out. It's no, wait. Hold everything. Timeout taken by CSJ. 1 second on the clock. What a great call from the bench by Coach Bartlett. They clearly had possession. He called timeout. They're going to reset it to 1 second, and they'll have it near midcourt. Full timeout taken. They're going to set the play up. And I'll tell you, I watch these Saints practice. To me, Ryda practices that half-court shot constantly, probably making 50%. I'm not saying that's what they're going to do. Don't forget also, though, Fort Kent fouls. If they foul CSJ, there's 2 shots coming up for CSJ, tied at 69. A timeout taken by Coach Bartlett. I can't tell you, and I know I don't get paid anything to do this. I don't get paid anything by the college. This is great stuff to come down and watch. You know, you talk about Duke and North Carolina. Yeah. Get down here and watch this stuff. This is great college basketball right here in your backyard. I would love to be in the huddle for both teams, to hear the defensive alignment and hear the offensive alignment. Will Fort Kent play a body on the ball, or will they double up right, or will they play off the ball? 5 against 4. Dane Yops is an option because they also might choose to go down with a lob pass. The worst case scenario there is that the ball gets knocked away or intercepted, but they're 80 feet from the basket, the other team is. So, you know, a lot of choices here as the clock winding down. And they're going to bring Thornhill out. He's going to play the back line defensively. Oh, it's been a tense one like I knew it was going to be today. Yeah, they're going to have the ball near midcourt. They're about 10 feet shy of midcourt. Oh, the official's done a great job. He's explaining how you go back, how you can move with the ball. Everybody, okay. What happened? Saints called back-to-back timeouts. They wanted to see the alignment that Fort Kent was going to play defensively, and now they'll take it from this point. And is it 30-second timeout? So I'm going to keep it here from the fade. So they want to see what Fort Kent did defensively. And of course, everybody can switch up now, but don't forget Rios is a viable option to make it from long range. Oh, I tell you, this has been good stuff today. Oh. Yeah. It's got to be a clean catch, though. Whoever gets the ball, first of all, they got to get the ball in bounds. And assuming they do that, it's got to be a clean catch and the shot. Because in 1 second, you've really got no margin for messing around with the ball. Yops is going to take the ball out of bounds. Dockery will play on the pass. And Rios stepped out of bounds. Yeah, stepped out of bounds. Yeah. And now what they want to do is figure out if there's time left, how much time is left. Yeah. We're going to go to overtime, 69 all, and I got to tell you, CSJ, with a lot of people foul trouble are gone, it's going to be an interesting next overtime session on Munger Vision. Yeah, so each team will be given an additional timeout here in this 5-minute overtime session. And Dockery jumping up against Dane Yops, and it's cleanly won by Fort Kent. And they will get the first basket of overtime. Rios pulled out, so he wouldn't get the foul. 71-69. We're in overtime on Munger Vision. CSJ Fort Kent. Each team trying to avoid a second Sunrise Conference loss. Yeah, and CSJ with Rios out there, first year at CSJ. Dane Yops, first year at CSJ. Smalls, first year at CSJ. I mean, there's a lot of youth on that CSJ floor. Somebody called a jump ball, somebody called a foul. And they'll go jump ball. And it should be Saints basketball. Yeah. And that's good because that would have been 5 on Smalls. Saints playing very tentative right now. Rios has been smothered by Void out there in the second half. Dane Yops up? No. Rebound, Yops tipped it to Yops. Got it! Yops to Yops on the tip. A blue-collar play right there by the Fighting Saints. 71 all, 4:15 to go in the first overtime. Ogdebella. Rios picked off on the screen by Brylowski. Thornhill inside. Brylowski passes back and all wide open. An extra pass. Got it. What a nice spin on the ball by Ogdebella. On the arm. I thought personally it was one pass too many, but I was completely wrong. And Dane Yops just picked up his 4th personal foul. Smalls and Dane Yops with 4 fouls apiece. Evan Yops with 3. Ryder with 4. And the shot good. The lead goes to 3. You know, this sells itself to come down and watch this stuff, really. Saints don't want to panic. A lot of time left down by 3. They just need points on possessions right now. You don't have to dig such a huge hole. Evan Yops avoiding the contact. Didn't want to pick up the foul. Will miss the shot. Big stop coming up here. Saints need a defensive stop. Down by 3 with 3.5 to go in the first overtime. Big stop because they've just lost so many weapons with the foul trouble. Void? No. Not question it, but they have the power inside. Picked off. Long pass for Rios. Void with the steal. Dockery going to use some clock now. Ogdebella could have taken a shot. Might have earlier in the ballgame. Wants to run the clock. Run up the offense. Void. Thornhill. Brylowski. You see Rios cheating down on the help. I don't know why Dane Yops fell down. Ogdebella taking over overtime. Ogdebella's taking over overtime now. 5 points for Ogdebella. 5-point lead. 76-71. Fort Kent. Yep, there's foul. Thornhill thought he had the pick clean. And I'll tell you what, Smalls going to line, and he's got to improve that free throw shooting. They need both shots here.
Number 24, Thornhill.
Thornhill with 4 fouls now for Fort Kent. At the scorers table is Kevin Loisel with 4 fouls also. And Lamas going to be coming in 21 on the second shot as Smalls prepares himself, gets set. He's well groomed now, and he'll take his shots. Got the first. Cuts the lead to 4. Triplet Jr. is still available on the bench with Anderson and Talaricos. And the second shot coming up by Raheem Smalls. Got them both. So his free throw shooting improved under pressure. 1 possession game, a 3-point basketball game. Offensive foul. I'll tell you what, Yops sold it because it was nowhere near as bad. And now to the discussion, it was called an offensive foul. I can't imagine what they would be questioning. Yops should stay out of the conversation, though. Something went wrong, though, by his reaction. He made the call. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I mean, it's got to be shots, right? I've never heard that before. No shots. It's not a foul. It's a violation. Because that would be his 5th foul and 2 shots. I've never heard that. No foul, a violation. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying I've never heard that. It's got to be a foul. You can't say don't do that again. That's a violation. You threw his elbow. It's either a foul or it's not a foul. He can't say it wasn't. He's saying he acknowledged an elbow being thrown. I don't know how that doesn't constitute a foul. He's saying it's no foul, it's a violation. It's not a warning. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't understand why there's not free throws here. That's the damnedest thing I ever saw. They're going to explain it. I'll listen. Now, they just gave him his 5th foul, but he's not letting him shoot. No. Yeah, I'm not sure. If he's got a 5th foul out of the violation, it's got to be a shooting foul. But they're not going toward the free throw line. How can he pick up a foul and it's only a violation? This is the damnedest thing I ever saw. I'll have to Google this when I go home. I'm not even sure. I'm looking for Lamas. Okay. He's not on the floor because they gave him his 5th foul, but they're not allowed shot. Oh, well, they're calling it a violation, but he was on the offense. Maybe that's why there's no shots. Ryder, got it. 1-point ball game. 2 minutes, 13 seconds to go. First overtime. But I tell ya, Thornhill using his size advantage down low, got the 2 big points right there. Saints, again, just need baskets. They don't need a 3-point shot, unless it presents itself as a good shot. Dane Yops thinks it did. It's way short. Yops will follow up his own miss. Got it. He better follow it up, boy. 1-point ball game, 78-77. Fort Kent with the lead. Oh, this had everything you could ask for in it, except the brawl. 3-ball in it. Dockery nailed it. Smalls left him defensively, went down to help out on the baseline, and that left Dockery open for a huge shot because that makes it a 4-point ball game with 1:28 to go in overtime. Ryder just got in the middle of too many white jerseys. On the break, up and got it. 6-point lead now for Fort Kent. Well, what happened there is Ryder remembered he had 4 fouls and all the offensive fouls they were calling on the drives. He basically just pulled it out. Oh, Dane Yops cuts it to 3 points. Oh my goodness, I tell you, he has played such a big ball game. Oh, that's an offensive foul. That's a great call. There's no doubt about it. He dropped his shoulder and cleared him out. Yeah. 83-80, 52.7 seconds to go. Going back to that elbow, he was on the offense when he did it. And the only thing I'm speculating that's why there was no shots. It's like a player control foul or an offensive foul. But the official kept calling it a violation. Again, they just need points off from this. Rios. Trying to work off the screen, took it to the inside. Lets the defender go by, takes his shot. No! Oh! Now, the shot clock and game clock are basically 1 second apart. Do you foul early? I'd foul Thornhill if he gets the ball. Ogdebella to Thornhill, tipped around. Stolen away by Smalls. 19 seconds left in overtime. Now they're thinking 3-ball. Dane Yops. There is no shot clock to Ryder. 8 seconds left in the basketball game. Ryder going 3-ball it. Got it! Ryder! 2.7 seconds to go. We're tied at 83. Jamie, oh my God, Ryder with the bucket. They need a defensive stop. Thornhill. And there's the whistle. 1.8 is the call. And I believe a timeout was taken. I'm waiting for the indication. Midcourt will be the spot of the ball. 1.8 seconds to go. Fort Kent will have the ball and a chance to win it in overtime. Any timeouts left, they've got to get the ball inbounds. And again, anybody gets fouled, everybody's shooting. Tied at 83 with 1.8 seconds to go in overtime. For the win, off the mark. We're going to another overtime. Tied at 83 on Munger Vision.
83.
Overtime, and Saints will control the tip. Tipped around and stolen away. Oh, everything's so magnified importance in overtime. That possession could have been huge. Got to take care of the basketball. A lot of Saints out there in foul trouble. Ryder with an incredible game-tying shot. Void had the touch, brought the ball back to Bouchard. Brylowski tipped and controlled by Rios. And Rios will shuffle the pass out to Ryder. Ryder in the corner to Jobst. On the elbow, actually. Looking to penetrate, will kick the ball back. Rios with the grab. 21 seconds on the shot clock. Second overtime of the ball game. Sunrise Conference basketball on Munger Vision. Ryder going to go up and missed it. Boy, I tell you, he saw the opening, took it, and missed it. So both teams with opportunities here in the second overtime to break the tie. Dockery steps back. No. Front rim. Rebound. Dane Jobst foul. They'll have shots at the other end. So that will send Jobst to the line. And so the freshman Dane Jobst, who's had a huge game, shooting 2 shots here with 4:01 to go in the second overtime period. And his first shot, good, and they'll break the tie. Gets them both. I'll tell you, Dane Jobst on his way to having another Grand Union Player of the Game, CSJ Player of the Game t-shirt. 3:56 to go. Second overtime. Ogdebella working against Rios. Pops out. Got him in the air. Blocked from behind by Rios. Steps to the hole. Ogdebella. No good. Tipped around, up and in. Oh, what a nice play by Fort Kent of just sticking with it. Ryder barking it out. It's 85 all with 3.5 minutes to go. Rios. Going baseline, will go up. Block foul. Tell you, they gave up the baseline so easy to Rios. He couldn't believe it. Took it to the hole. And that will be the third foul on Dockery. Again, the foul in trouble nowhere near as severe for Fort Kent. And Rios will miss that shot. That'll bring in Kevin Loisel. He'll replace Brylowski out there. And boy, Rios, again, you need points off possessions. Tell you, if you don't like this stuff, you don't have a pulse. This is good stuff. Rios got the second one. 86-85 CSJ. Each team with 1 loss in the Sunrise Conference. Dynamite stuff Munger Vision brings you. Dockery matched up against Smalls. Got the paint, got the finish. Nice, strong move by Dockery. Gives Fort Kent back the lead, 87-86. They've lost KJ Jackson to 5 fouls. They have lost number 14, Wilburn, to 5 fouls. Smalls playing with 4 fouls. Well, you can see how tentative and fatigued, number 1, and number 2, foul trouble, making it easy go inside. 88-87 CSJ. They want to post up against Dane Jobst. There's the help defense. Basket's good. Loisel will get the basket. Who's going to get the foul? Evan Jobst late and coming over to help out. Just picked up his 4th foul. So the basket will make it a 1-point lead, and he'll get the free throw. And they're going to bring back number 13, Daryl Murph, 13 coming in for Ogdebella. No, Thornhill, for Thornhill. Okay, so some discussion. This is interesting. With 2:42 to go, they pull everybody off the line, off the box for Maine. I didn't understand that. I do understand it, but I don't know if I agree with it. But it doesn't matter. Saints down by 1. They'll miss the free throw. Well, each team can count on their hands the opportunities they've had to win this thing. Saints had double-digit leads twice in the ball game. Could not hold them either time. Smalls calls for the ball. Will go up, draw. Get it! Smalls! Got it! Remember, he was laying on the floor in the first half, not moving. Thought he was injured for the game. He's out there now looking for the free throw to complete the three-point play. 90-89. Thornhill's going to come in. And he's going to replace Murph. So Raheem Smalls will step to the line now. Double overtime on Munger Vision. Fourth foul on Dockery, and that will go in. 91-89. A lot of time left. 22 minutes, 22 seconds to go. Void brought it out to the elbow, and oh, great pass. Stolen away as timeout taken by Yops. I don't have a problem with that. With 2 minutes, possessions, everything. Yops will take the timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout taken. 91-89 in overtime on Munger Vision. 10 to go with the ball. Was doubled on the baseline inline. He called timeout. They kept possession. I'm not sure if that does it for timeouts though. For CSJ, this is a huge possession. Actually, every possession is a huge possession. Rios, Murph on him, bodied up. There's a screen set by Dane Yops. Rios going to take it up and got it. Rios with it. That was a huge move by a freshman. I tell you, they're not playing like freshmen anymore. Good job switching off on the screen. Ogdebella up. Count it. Ogdebella has been awesome late in the ball game and into overtime. But that Smalls, he just fouled out. Yes. And that's his fifth, and he will be gone. Yeah, and what they're looking for, yeah, I'm thinking Patrick Triplett. Yeah, that's what it is. Patrick Triplett Jr. coming in to replace Smalls. They still have offense with Triplett. They just lose a lot of rebounding and muscle with Smalls. Triplett's a different type of player. He's quicker, more agile. The other thing, too, is he's fresh. He's been sitting on that bench a long time. That could be a big advantage for him. But 93-91, shot coming up for Ogdebella. I'll tell you, he has been the glue late in the ballgame and has kept Fort Kent in the ballgame. Got it. 1 point ballgame. And Fort Kent choosing not to pressure Ryda in the back court. A minute and a half to go in the second overtime. Rios will reach back and grab the basketball. Murph on him, number 13. Rios, boy, backs up, missed it. Rebound comes down to Triplett Jr., and then it's kept alive, and Triplett Jr. will recover. New shot clock for the Saints. They'll be able to bring the game down with under a minute. Ogdebella got to extend the defense on Ryda. Works off the screen. He'll come back to the logo. 21 seconds on the shot clock, 58 seconds on the game clock. Ryda up and got it! 3-point ball game. 54 seconds left in the second overtime. Timeout taken by Fort Kent. Ryda. Unbelievable effort by Ryda. He's been playing a long time with the 4 fouls also. The defensive stop here, man, could make all the difference in winning this ball game. What an excellent job by both coaches. Both coaches. CSJ, I think 3 people now have fouled out. 3 major players have fouled out. Loisel, they'll run the wheel up top to Ogdebella. They don't need a 3-point shot. They'll miss it on the drive. Ogdebella, miss it. There's the foul. He had to. No, he had to foul. And he's upset with himself, but it was, well, with time running down and a 3-point lead and a shot clock, he did the right thing. Just 3 fouls on Ogdebella. Don't forget, though, there is a ton of time left with 38.7 seconds to go in the ball game. And Ryda, usually an outstanding free throw shooter, needs to be outstanding right here. Got it. 4-point game. This is huge right here. Yops, Ryda, triplet, and Rios out there. Actually, Yops and Ryda, the only returning CSJ players on the line. Missed it. Tipped, and so here we go. Again, 2-point basket's fine. They don't have to take a three. Thornhill on the drive, and you don't want to foul them. Yes. Now they'll get up defensively. Ryder with the basketball. 26 seconds to go in the ball game. 2-point lead. Double overtime to Dane Jobst. He'll go up. Got it. Foul! Dane Jobst got the basket, and his dad is loving it up in the top row. And Big Brother gives him the big smirk and the slap. And that's 5 fouls on Dockery. Oh, Dockery played a great ball game. 98-94. Well, this game's not over. It's still 20 seconds left in the ball game. It's and 1 for Dane Jobst. There's the Fort Kent huddle, and then we'll zip it down here as they, I believe, have 20 seconds to find a substitution. Well, I tell you, it is so hard to pick a player of the game by a team effort, the coaching effort, the support of the community effort. Wicked, good ball game. I tell you what, if you watch this on the internet at PEGTV.com, or you watch it on Channel 15, and you still don't think to come down here and watch a ball game live, I mean, I can't tell you anymore. I mean, I've done everything I can do. So 20.1 seconds to go, and this is the and 1. This will make it a 99-94 ball game. Got it. Again, last thing you want to do, no fouls. If you're the Saints, no fouls. He'll lose his balance, Void. Well, 14, shot up, no. Rebound, up, got it. 9 seconds left. They'll get it in. That's Rios going to hold it, and he'll spin away. There's the foul by Ogdebella. Yeah. Now, 2 shots coming up for Rios. Like to see him make both, but he's definitely got to make one.
Foul, number 32, Ogdebella.
And that's 4 on Ogdebella. Rios at the line. What I'm going to do is I've got to give Jamie Wright a player of the game, but I got to give Dane Jobst co-player of the game. We're going to have 2 players of the game, Dane Jobst and Jamie Wright. Rios could have been a third one, but I didn't know how many T-shirts they donated to me, so I'm going to go with a co-player of the game because we went through 2 overtimes. So for the 3rd game in a row, CSJ will hit 100 points or more. Got it. They'll back off, and they're going to defeat Fort Kent in what was an incredible ball game. Again, just let them shoot. Up and in, 9/10 of a second, and they'll toss it up, and the Saints are going to win it. The Saints will defeat Fort Kent in an epic ball game. It'll give them sole possession of the 2nd place so far in Sunrise Conference. But I'll tell you what, both teams in an incredible effort. I'll tell you what, my hat's off to both coaches. I thought the referees did an outstanding job. Oh, they'll play again up in Maine. That'll be a dandy. But a good effort by both teams, a tremendous effort by both teams, and congratulations to CSJ. And again, there'll be more ball games. See that? That's cool stuff going on when they hug like that. You got to get down here. Munger Vision bringing you this 101-98 win by CSJ.
Thanks again, everybody.